What's good, YouTube? Let me start off like this, right? As a man who's now in his 40s, who grew up watching wrestling as a very, very young man, we're talking about before the age of 10, who went through the eras, just to give you an idea. Of course, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, but even before then, I remember Bruno Sammartino and superstar Billy Graham, as well as Jesse the Body Ventura. These are some of the earliest guys I remember. And watching that whole 80s era, 90s, 2000s, okay? After watching that segment of WWE Raw last night, I was really just, on one hand, happy that wrestling does have that type of interest and still draws that type of passion from people. On the other hand, I was just really cringed and kind of disappointed in where the product is now, as well as the expectations of a fan base that I feel has no idea what is a good product versus a bad product. I think the fan base is just an emotional fan base that, if they were put in charge of creative, would completely destroy the company and make it worse than the bad product you already have. And this is what I'm trying to say. This is my appeal here. In order for this product to work and to be what I feel it once was, which is something that you could put on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and it would compete with other top shows. Something that you wish to put on at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night, and would actually compete with other top highly rated shows. You know, wrestling at one time used to be able to compete with top shows. Now, you know, they're looking at putting it on Netflix and other networks like that because, let's be real, you know, Fox has not been impressed with the way the product has gone. We ain't got to add in Vince McMahon's BS. I mean, you could just change ownership with that sort of thing. But the product, the superstars and everything are not as compelling. And this is what I want to get to when we talk about superstars, the making and building of a superstar. I think most of you don't understand. Back in the day when wrestling was, in my opinion, at its apex and at its peak, a superstar, you know, you didn't have this idea of everybody that's just in WWF, which is what it was, WWWF. Everybody was a superstar. You didn't have that. Hulk Hogan was a superstar, yeah. Andre the Giant was a superstar, yeah. Jimmy Superfly Snuka was a superstar, yeah. Then later on, you know, you got The Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior. Certain guys, then later Bret Hart, certain guys were superstars. But then the other guys, some people were just mid-cards. Guards. Brutus Beefcake, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, who was my favorite. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was my favorite. But even me, I had an idea, an understanding of why Hulk Hogan would be the champ over Ricky Steamboat. You see what I mean? Ricky Steamboat was typically the Intercontinental Champion, right? There's levels to this. And then underneath that, you had the jobbers who were just there every week. Sometimes, you know, they're already standing in the ring. There's no ovation for them. The camera comes on, this dude already in the ring. And then the superstar comes down and gets to show his talent against this person. Just whips his ass usually, right? Shows what he can do, right? That's the wrestling I knew. Now, everybody's a WWE superstar, right? So you have somebody like, for example, Bianca Belair, right? who can pick chicks up like this, throw them over walls, throw them over cages, throw them over rings, okay? Can go up to the top rope, flippity-do, do all that, does both, be considered a superstar, along with someone else like, I'm not going to pick on anybody, but someone who can't do half of that. Can't lift half the weight, can't even do the flip, but be considered a superstar as well. And not even be special on the mic or anything. What part of the game is that? No. One is a superstar. The other is a mid-card. And that's the way it should be. But what I'm reading here is you got fans, okay, underneath, like, say, you know, on YouTube, they had the replay of the whole thing that happened with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, right? You got people underneath it and putting in the comments, these little weirdo fans that I'm talking to or addressing this towards, saying, you know, Nia Jax, you know, I hope to see her take the belt from Rhea Ripley, right? Then you got others, no, I want Liv Morgan to take the belt. And that's what I'm trying to understand. Y'all don't understand. Do you understand that the reason a belt is just an inanimate object made of leather with some freaking metal on it? That's all a belt is, right? What makes a belt great is the one with the belt. Let me say this again. A belt is just an inanimate object that symbolizes someone who's supposed to be the great, but it in and of itself has no value. What makes a belt great, what makes it prestigious, is the individual who is holding the belt. You see, I grew up in an era where champions were respected. Champions were prestigious. Champions were different. They were just different. Ric Flair was just different. And because he was different, Ric Flair held the belt for years. Anytime you turn on a WCW or NWA before, the champ was just Ric Flair. Ric Flair might have been the champ 8 years, 9 years, like straight. Just been the champ. He found ways to beat people legally, beat people illegally, whatever it was. But that dude holding that belt, you know, with them glasses on, talking that talk, you know what I mean, about the limousine riding, got all the women, the airplanes, the jets, all of that. He was different, bro. And me as a little kid, I'm thinking a lot of the ways a lot of y'all think. What y'all would think. When is Dusty Rhodes going to win the title from him? When is Magnum TA going to take the title from him? Magnum TA was another star. But what they did with Magnum TA, they realized, no, you give him the United States Championship. He's a mid-card. He's a popular fan favorite, but he's a mid-card. See, if it was y'all would have been like, all right, back then, get what you want. No, Magnum TA, so Ric Flair would have been a champ for like 6 months till y'all tired of him. No, someone else should do it. And then Magnum TA would win it. And then all of a sudden comes the Barbarian, this big imposing beast. So it's like, oh no, he got to get the belt. Let me tell you something. What happens when titles keep changing hands, right? Because the average champion is what now? About a year? Till y'all get tired of them, then y'all want someone else. You start booing people. Oh, give a new person a chance and do this. Listen, what's best for the business and best for the product is not what y'all want. What's best is a storyline that happens by, I would say, by osmosis, really. Which is like the natural flow of things. Like if you got a Ric Flair or whatever, who really dominates just with his personality, you know, along with his ring tack antics and so on, right? That belt becomes the thing to get. It becomes the ish. I'm trying not to curse here, but that belt becomes the thing, right? The prize, because of how long he's had it, how difficult it is to get it. If everybody is getting the belt, everybody on the roster gets the belt, at some point the belt doesn't mean anything. There has to be guys who never is going to get the belt. And that's why you have mid-card things for them. You have other things for them to get. You have other ways of making them popular. You can't just have everybody get the damn belt. Like, this mentality, everybody deserves it. No. That girl, Rhea Ripley, I had no idea she would be this amazing of a champion. That girl should not lose that belt for another 2-3 years. And I'm dead serious. And if she does lose it, she has to lose it to a monster. She has to lose it to a Bianca Belair, somebody like that. Maybe Charlotte. You know, if they gotta rebuild Charlotte up though, man. They gotta rebuild her up. Right now, she's stale, and it's because they've been trying to follow what y'all want and what they think y'all like, and they can't. No. The main problem with Charlotte, like I had to do a whole another video on that, is that she didn't understand what made her father great. Had she understood that, her career would have been a lot more, not saying her career has been bad, but it would have been better. You see, Ric Flair was not a dominant wrestler. You understand what I mean? Ric Flair was a dominant personality, a dominant person. But as an individual wrestler, Ric Flair was not a dominant wrestler. Ric Flair, if you look at the majority of his matches, Ric Flair is getting his ass kicked the majority of the matches, right? But he's still, in the end, he finds a way to win, whether it's through honest means or dishonest means. That was the nature of it. Like, you keep wanting him to lose, but he still doesn't lose it. It pisses you off, but you're going to come back because you want to see who else can beat him, right? That's what you got to do if you're going to have a perfect heel, right? There's a method to it that you play with the fans. That's why I'm happy right now in WWE better go on with Rock versus Roman Reigns, because without a doubt it's the better story. And the fans don't know what the hell they talking about. They don't know what the hell they talking about, man. Right? I'm telling you right now, already know, and I've seen this a billion times before. If they go along with this here Cody Rhodes crap just because the fans, we want Cody, and I'm telling you, half of them can't even tell you why. I've listened to your content creators. I don't even normally talk about wrestling. I've listened to your content creators, and I still am yet to hear a compelling reason why Cody Rhodes is a more compelling story than the NOI family bloodline with The Rock coming in. Are you serious? It's not even close. No. Go with the better story. Go with the better. Piss all those fans off. You know why? Because they're going to watch. They're going to come. They can come and say we want Cody all they want, but you're not going to get it. Right? Hey, look, I went through that. I went through that back in the day. I used to always want, who did I want? I used to want Ricky Steamboat to be the champion. I used to want Jimmy Superfly Snuka to be the champion because I like those guys better than Hulk Hogan. But the best thing they did was let Hulk Hogan hold it. And they had him give it up too early, in my opinion. Or they gave it up to the wrong person. They ended up giving it, see, what happened was Hulk Hogan had the belt for about 4, almost 5 years. Then all of a sudden, this guy who was Dingo Warrior, who before that used to be Rock, and when he was paired with Sting in, UHF wrestling, the Blade Runners, these guys really piggybacking off of the Legion of Doom, because that's all they were. Sting and Rock were guys who took the whole gimmick of the Legion of Doom, which is the Road Warriors, the greatest tag team of all time. Not the Usos, no. The Road Warriors. Don't care nobody say. Sue me on that, fight me, debate me. The greatest tag team of all time is the Road Warriors. If you look at Impact and if you look at how they influenced, you got to think about it, they influenced both the Ultimate Warrior and Sting. Demolition. Someone, we can go on. All right. But they took this guy Rock, who later becomes the Ultimate Warrior, and because he came in and he's piggybacking off of the LOD, Legion of Doom, that whole image, he's this super fan favorite. That's what he becomes. Not a great wrestler, damn sure ain't shit on the mic, but because the fans are going crazy, oh, you want this guy? Vince McMahon follows the fans' whims and desires, and he has Hulk Hogan lose the belt to the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior proceeds for the next year to be one of the worst champions that WWE has ever had. You can't form a storyline with him because he's too dominant, number one. Nobody can just even hurt him. You hit him, he just does like this, and you can't hurt him, right? So that doesn't work. He does not know how to speak on the mic. He's not articulate. He's dumb as a bag of rocks, okay? He says things that nobody understands what he's talking about, like he's getting energy from the heavens and all the little warriors, and it didn't work. He tried to copy off Hulk Hogan's thing with the Hulkamaniacs. Now he got the little warriors all over the place. It was whack. So his reign was corny, and wrestling suffered with that. Suffered as a result of that. Right? Hulk Hogan no longer has the belt. You got this guy. So then they had to quickly try to get it over to Randy Savage or the Undertaker. Right? So Hulk Hogan, ideally who he should have dropped it to is probably Randy Savage. But they made a mistake because this guy was just honestly, I think a great champion would have been Mr. Perfect. That's just me. But they went and they messed, they fumbled because of the fans. Fans are here to watch your creation. Fans don't know how to write shit. If they did, they would be writers somewhere. No, let the fans just fan. Let them come in and do that. Right? Anytime y'all think that a Liv Morgan and somebody like that should be beating a Rhea Ripley, dude, I know y'all don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, I remember when Bianca Belair was a champ for about 420 days. And really, she should have been champ for about 700. For real, who is really going to beat that? Who, in a believable way, is really going to beat that? Let's be for real. But this EO Sky, who really couldn't hack it before, who comes back from Japan, right? Y'all booing Bianca. You want EO to win. Why? So the EO becomes the champion, and then she's probably one of the worst champions we've had. She can't speak on the mic. She's not able to build any type of feud with anybody unless it's like Asuka or somebody like that, and that would be trash because neither one of them can talk, right? I guess they can speak English, but not well enough to where it's captivating. They can't cause anyone to love them before their speech or hate them, either one, right? You are not ready for Asuka. That's pretty much it, right? So you got to take Bayley, who became a fantastic heel, okay? And you had to have Bayley carry both of them for a whole year. So now they put themselves in a situation where, yeah, you better give Bayley the belt, right? Because Bayley not only carried, she ain't carried, but she got Bianca Belair over. And then she has to carry the EO Sky for you. And build damage control and all of that kind of stuff. So, you can't follow the fans. The fans will get you jammed up. The reality of what WWE should be right now, especially that women's division. Rhea Ripley should be the champion on Raw. Nobody should be beating her for a while. And then Bianca Belair should still have the damn belt. She should have never lost it to no damn EO Sky. You could have done other stuff with EO. You could have had EO and Asuka be women's tag champs, whatever. And that right there is whack because they're not building that up enough because they're not the type of people you can build something up with. But the fans don't know that. All they see is that they're in the ring doing flips and flippity-doos and bullshit like that and spitting mist. Right? Because fans don't know what the hell they're talking about. Hire people that know how to write good stuff. The fans will fall in line. Don't follow the fans. The fans are whimsical. They're not trained in writing. They're not professional at writing. So don't follow them. Right? Y'all did that with Becky Lynch over Ronda Rousey, which made no sense to me. Ronda Rousey, though, she might not be everyone's favorite, but she had legitimacy being an actual striking fighter from the world of mixed martial arts. She comes in. Of course, she's supposed to dominate the women's division. Of course. But y'all, because the fans are cheering for Becky, who's walking around saying I'm a man or the man or whatever the hell, the stupidest gimmick to me in the world, y'all went and followed and made Becky this larger than life star, which it's okay. Becky eventually did show me her talent when she became Big Time Bex. That Becky, I like that. The man gimmick, I don't get. I won't get it. It's weird to me. It's just weird. Okay, like if Cody Rhodes came out there and just said, "I'm the woman, I am the girl," right? Is that person going to become like the biggest star in the sport? No. So I don't get it. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little too conservative in that regard. I don't get that. All right. So that's what they need to do on that part. Now, as far as the women's division, what they need to do is, because it's exploding, they need to, I think, make some mid-card belts, right? Because you got these retarded fans right now who believe that every single girl that comes through needs to have a chance to get a belt. I don't get. Like, what's about to happen is, right, you got this Tiffany Stratton comes through, phenomenal, by the way. They're going to think, she needs to get the belt now. So now you're going to have a situation where Io Sky's going to have to drop the belt soon because she sucks, okay, as a champion. Okay, not as a wrestler, but as a champion, she sucks, okay? Io Sky, and I might even say Asuka, are great, popular mid-carders. Like, you need them to either be the tag team champs, or you need to create another belt. International women's belt. United States women's belt. Yeah, y'all know how to do it. Heavyweight women's belt. Lightweight women's belt. Make another belt. And make them be very, very popular mid-carders. You remember what I mean? Like we had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat back in the day. Like, it worked. It worked. Everybody can't be Rhea. Everybody can't be Bianca. Everybody can't be Becky. Everybody can't be Charlotte. Right? Like, it's just, it is what it is. The next two that are going to come out that are going to be the next biggers, it's clearly, it's going to be Jade and it's going to be this Tiffany. All right? Tiffany is probably the next, or the female version of Ric Flair. That's what she's going to be. She knows what to do. She sells excellently. Of course, has the ring skills and all of that. The personality on the mic, she knows how to be annoying. That's what she's good at. She's good at being annoying. So she can't be a face. She has to be a heel. But a heel that doesn't mind, getting her ass kicked. That's what she has to be. Jade, I don't know. You can go heel or you can go face. There's kind of issues with that. But what I would do with Jade personally is I make her and Bianca Belair tag champs. Because one of the things you can do, you need to build up the tag champs right now. Right now you got the Kabuki Warriors, and then you got that other group that just came from NXT. I like them. They have potential. But you need some superstars power. Superstars holding those belts. Right? They fumbled it when you had Sasha and Naomi. They had a chance to make those belts prestigious. Right? But now, since you fumbled that shit, you could take Bianca and Jade, and I mean, you could make them. They would hold the belts for damn near 3 years, and in that time, they're wreaking havoc. They've beaten everybody, smashing everything, to almost to the point where there's no way these two could be beat. That's what you have to do with them. How do you not do that with, two wrestlers that look like that and can do what they can do? Like, they should be the female version of the Legion of Doom. Should just be coming through, and they need to be heels, in my opinion. In order to build that up, that's what they should do. I'm all about the long title. You find the right person, the right champ, long title reign. Like, Roman Reigns is showing you that now. Like, if it was up to y'all, Roman Reigns would have lost the belt 2 years ago. You want every champ to have the belt for 1 month or 2 months or 6 months. That's not how you build something. And everybody's not, like I said, everybody's not Hulk Hogan. Everybody's not Roman Reigns. Everybody's not The Rock. Everybody's not Steve Cole, Stone Cold. Everybody can't have that belt. And you got to accept that. It is what it is. And I just hope creative understands that. Roman Reigns has made this belt way more valuable than it was because of how long he held it. That belt that Seth Rollins has, the problem with it is like, Seth Rollins got it now, but my man Lashley just had it. Freaking Drew McIntyre just had it. Like, it's just changing hands too much. And don't listen to these fans. They don't know what they're talking about, man. Don't listen to them. So hey, look, man, I think I got pretty much all I wanted to get off my chest, man. And I'm out.